This tutorial will be about correcting the color of the image. And Photoshop obviously is designed to help photographers fix photos and make them look better and sharper and more vibrant, more colorful, things like that. So that's what this workhorse of a software program is really about. So I can only really touch the surface of color correction. I'm just going to show you a couple of techniques that I use that I find are simple and easy to use. All right, you'll notice in the layer palette that I've created a duplicate layer of my image. And the overall look and color of this image appears to be good. But some things that I usually go through to maybe boost the vibrancy, maybe make the subject stand out a little bit more as far as contrast and color, I might go up to the image menu at the top and try one of the autos: auto tone, auto contrast, and auto color. Although I don't do those three very often, they're very easy to use. Typically what I do instead is I go to the layers panel and I take a look at where it says normal. Now this little box here is for blend modes, how two layers that have the same image interact with each other. And you can change the blend modes by clicking on those little arrows or triangles, and there's just a ton of different blend modes that will change the appearance of how the two layers look together. Now for improving my photo, I usually choose just the one called multiply. And watch what happens when I click the multiply blend mode. Now, first impressions might be that it's too dark, but the multiply is so easy to boost the vibrancy of the image that I like it right away. And if I need to turn it down a little bit, I go to the opacity slider and I just turn it down. Here you notice that the image is changing a little bit lighter. And then I do a before and after. Before and after is turning off the visibility eyeball and turning it back so that you can compare with the original. I do this a lot to see if I've actually improved things or made them worse. So I'll click on the eyeball. So there's the original, which now I think is a little bit washed out, which tends to happen with especially the cameras we use in class. They wash out, the images are washed out quite a bit because of the lighting and the quality of the lens in the cameras and things like that. So we can add a little extra pop to the image's overall look by using the multiply blend mode. Okay, like that. I'm going to start over, so I'm going to delete that layer, click the trash can, and then Control J to duplicate the layer. And another way that I try to improve the image is using levels. Now these are just two beginner ways to do this. Obviously we can take this to a whole nother extent, but the blend mode multiply trick and also going to levels in the adjustments panel here is what I typically use. So I'll click on the levels layer adjustment and I get an adjustment layer with a mask. So you can use your brushes to hide and reveal like we've done in earlier tutorials. But what I typically only do in levels here, I usually don't mess with these triangles here too much, but notice as I bring the triangles over, look at how much more contrast I'm bringing into the picture. So I say I shouldn't do it too much, but for this one I am doing it a lot, and it's still looking pretty good. This is called a histogram, and it shows all the different shades of white, gray, and black tones in your image, and this can affect your overall image look. So I'm moving, right now I'm moving the mid-tones of the image. Here I'm moving the blacker tones. You can sometimes analyze an image in this histogram by looking at this, what I call mountain range. And when you see a mountain range, you can bring these sliders to the edge of the mountain range ranges, and sometimes that will be enough of a correction to get it where you like it. Something else that I do is I use the eyedroppers. Well, I use the middle one. I don't use the top eyedropper, and I don't use the bottom eyedropper. I use the middle one, which is for the gray tones. And you click on that, and then you try to find something in the image that's supposed to be gray. I don't think there is anything in this image that's supposed to be gray. Maybe her eyes might be a little gray in the iris. Let me zoom in, Control plus here. And if I take that and put it in part of the eye that might be a little bit, should be a little bit gray in the image, and click, it'll change the overall look in the image. I don't think this is working as well because there's really not good gray in the image that's supposed to be gray, so the levels in this case wouldn't work well with the eyedropper, but work well by moving the sliders. So that's levels, kind of a quick presentation of it, but try the blend modes, multiply especially, and you can experiment with the other ones. You can get some cool effects. And then try the adjustment layer called levels and see what you can come up with as far as making your image pop a little bit better. When you're done, let me bring this over. And I want that to disappear. Bring my layers back. And when you think you've got it, then make sure you merge the two layers, or you just go save as JPEG. All right, give it a try.